Okay. Okay. I have connected the mic. Can you hear me now? I have connected the mic. Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Can you still hear me? Because I muted my computer. I just hope you're able to hear me through my phone. Yes, perfect. Nancy says yes. Okay, perfect. I'm doing very well. Truth matters. Thank you. Thank you. We have Shaza, Nancy, Truth Matters, Pedro, Valiente. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm doing very well. Thank you. Did you have any questions for me today? I would love to answer questions related to driving. A Animation says, have you been to Ohio while riding a Skibidi Sigma car? No, I've never been to Ohio, my friend. No. Um, I've only been to the other side of Niagara Falls. So we go to Niagara Falls a lot. And Niagara, the other side of Niagara Falls is in Buffalo. So yeah, just I think within 4 kilometers of Niagara Falls is where I've been in the U.S. No other place in the U.S. But yes, definitely Disneyland is on the list. My daughter wants to go there, so yeah, someday. Truth matters. Please guide me to make a right turn. I have some videos already on right turns, but what specifically is the challenge that you face when making right turns? Tell me, please. Okay, is that another question? When we stop, so stop sign all way. So is that a question related to to an all-way stop sign? Do you have difficulty figuring out when you should take your turn, or what exactly do you wish to ask? Swetha Sairam says, I cleared my G2 road test at the Orangeville Test Center. Okay, your video is very, very helpful for my preparation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Pleasure is all mine. Um, yeah, Orangeville is easy. Um, you know, a lot of people. I've taken a lot of students to Orangeville, and it's a very straightforward route. And Orangeville also has a high pass rate. So if someone is considering, if you're thinking of going outside the GTA to do your road test, Orangeville should be on your list. If it's close by, then you should definitely try. So it's very close from Brampton. Brampton, Mississauga, usually people from these cities go to Orangeville. Um, I personally did all my tests in Guelph, though. At that time, I didn't know about Orangeville. Paul says, hey, Paul. So reinstated and got my license. Wow, congratulations, Paul. Congratulations. You just mentioned reinstated. So was that like did you let it expire for some reason, or well, why did you have to reinstate? All right, truth matters. Some people say turn twice steering and no need to push gas when we are on stop sign all the way at an all-way stop sign. So what you mean to say is, I guess you were asking a question as to how do we make a right turn after we come to a full stop. So I will be making a video, rather I'm coming up with a course on this. So what you want to do is after a full stop, you need to accelerate a bit because the car has come to a full stop. So it needs some acceleration, some push, so that it can make the right turn. So you push the gas a little bit, and the graph of pushing the gas, and this is where your skill about acceleration comes in, and which you should be learning in the first 3 or 4 lessons. So the graph should go up like this. Like this. It should be a straight line. So most of the times when I'm teaching new drivers, so they do this, they push the gas up and then they take their foot off and the acceleration goes down. And then it goes up and down. Like, it should not be bumpy. So you should not accelerate too much. And then out of fear, you shouldn't let go of the gas pedal so that the speed drops. So it should be very gentle start. So you go slow, 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 slow. And as soon as the car straightens out, you push the gas and you accelerate more and go faster. Again, truth matters. I wish I knew your name. I would use that. But, this is what you need to do. You need a little more practice on accelerations. Once you get acceleration right, you will be able to make turns very smoothly. Normally, people who have difficulty making turns, they have difficulty primarily because they are not accelerating properly. So get some practice with your instructor. I wish I could teach you that, but whoever you're learning from, get some practice with them, please. Okay. All right, Paul. So I did guess it right. It was suspended before. Well, congratulations. I know how it feels, right? After getting your license reinstated, the newfound freedom that you have now must feel really great. So congratulations. Okay, so Preeti says, sir, I have 2 questions. In MTO handbook, it says G2 has driving and highway component 2. Does the sequence of pressing, okay, question number 2 is, does the sequence of pressing the P button on gear and pressing parking pedal matter? What comes first? Okay, so to answer your first question, in MTO handbook, it says G2 has driving and highway component 2. No, G2 doesn't have a highway component. I'll be very honest, I haven't gone through this part of the handbook, but G2 doesn't have a highway component. They only take you on side streets, and it's purely city driving. The G test has the highway component. So that is what it is. To answer question number 2, does the sequence of pressing the P button on gear, okay, P stands for parking, and pressing parking pedal matter. Parking pedal and P button. So I'm not sure if I got this right, but I guess P button, you would either have the P button or you would have a pedal, the brake pedal. But you know what? If you're referring to the sequence between shifting the gear and pulling the handbrake, then I would suggest yes. So you don't have to do this. A lot of people don't even know that this is the way it has to be done. But yes, I learned it during my driving instruction course that you should first, after you come to a stop, you should let the car roll back a little bit and then get adjusted to, there's some mechanic, right? I'm not really sure what it's called, but you have to take your foot off the brake and let the car go back a little bit, and once it's steady, that is when you pull the handbrake, and that is when you have a firm lock of the handbrake. Otherwise, it would not lock fully. I'll try to figure out what exactly the mechanics are, and I'll try to make a short video. I'm not sure if I was able to explain that well, but yeah, I'll. But yes, you should definitely let go of the brake first, and then pull the handbrake. I mean, let go of the foot brake and then pull the handbrake. Okay. Uh, okay. Because okay, Paul says because driving a car without insurance back in. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry to hear that, Paul. But yes, it's good that you have the license now, and yeah, uh, now you know that you have to drive with insurance. And people who are listening to us, right? Um, and we know that if you're caught driving without insurance, our license could get suspended. Okay, I appreciate you're telling everyone that this is what you did, and that takes a lot of courage, Paul. I appreciate you for that, and thank you, and congratulations once again for getting your license. Okay, all right. So Trip Matters is Sam. Sam. All right. Okay, I'll use that name. A animations. It would be great if you could put your names, guys, so that I can address you by your name. I recently finished driving school online, but I used AI to complete the entire course. I'm so confused about if instructors have tests to pass inside the car. Instructors use AI to complete the entire course. Okay, I guess you're trying to get an instructor license. If that is what it is, if I got the question right, then yes, instructors also have to do an in-car test once again. So they have to do the G test once again, and what puts you under pressure is that you get only 2 attempts to do the G test. If you fail both the attempts, then you have to come back after 1 year. After 1 year, and that is what puts instructors under a lot of pressure, because they have studied to get their instructor license, and now they have to go past the G test, and they get only 2 attempts. But yeah, I haven't seen an instructor fail within the 2 attempts. Usually they go prepared, and instructors usually are people who have been driving for a long time. It's just a few bad habits that you pick over a period of time. If you've had your G license for, let's say, 5-10 years, and you're trying to become an instructor, you'd have picked up some bad habits, and those bad habits are not easy to get rid of in a short span of 1 or 2 months within which you're trying to get your G2 license. Sorry, the G license, the instructor license. So and that is why again, you need preparation, and watching videos on YouTube would give you the knowledge, and will also teach you tips and tricks to pass the test. So I guess you're using all the resources, like watching videos, getting instructions from your master instructor, and yeah, practicing also at the same time. Good luck with that, A Animations. Paranoia. I like the name. I like how you've spelled it. I accelerate out of turns and look at rear view mirror as to not impede traffic, then switch to right lane. Wonderful, wonderful. And then switch to right lane. You know what? Yes. I would not accelerate too fast, but yeah, what I liked in the comment is that you check your rear view mirror so as to see that you're not impeding anyone. But what I want to tell you is that when making a right turn, how do they want us to make turns at an intersection on the drive test? They want us to make the turns in a very safe way. If you're having to rush your turn, then that's not the right thing to do. You could fail for that, fail for driving rashly. So And that is why it becomes very important. I recently posted a video on how to make a left or a right turn when the intersection is blocked. So you creep up a little bit and you make sure that you see down the road very clearly that there's no car or no pedestrian coming, and that is when you make the right turn. And if there's a constant flow of traffic, then you gotta know as to when it will be safe for you to make that turn. If you don't feel safe, then you shouldn't attempt the turn. But then again, this thing comes with practice. Your examiner may think that, hey, it's safe for him or her to make the turn, but why is he waiting? That happened on my first test. I took too long because I was nervous. I was trying to be very cautious, and I was supposed to make a left turn, and I waited too long. The car was was too far. But yeah, I was too nervous making that left turn. I waited too long, and then but obviously I failed. Not because of taking too long to make that turn, but I failed because I made a rolling stop. So I learned from that mistake. But yeah, sometimes being overcautious can also be detrimental for your test. But yeah, it should not accelerate. You should make it slow. It should be smooth and should look very normal. Okay. All right, Sam. Sam says, yes, I have difficulty making right turns. Yes, it will. It will. Okay, Simon is your name. Okay, so okay, first it was Sam, now it's Simon. Okay, I guess that's the short for Simon. All right, Simon. So yeah, okay. So keep practicing, please. Okay, and yes, if you haven't watched all my videos, then do watch them, please. I've put in a lot of time and effort to make those videos as educational as possible. All right. Okay. So hi, Nakanese Esther. I guess I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Can you get for me a job in Toronto, please? I really wish I could. I really wish I could. Unfortunately, I am not in the business where I can help people find jobs. But yeah, you know what? You should definitely try reaching out to some employment agencies who can help you find a job. Kyle Cordes, I just passed July 17. Yay! When can I get full G license or exam? Okay, what test did you pass? What test did you pass, Kyle? Let us know, please. Was this a G1 test or was it a G2 test that you passed? Preeti, sorry for confusing. I mean, in an automatic car, shifting gear to park and the emergency brake, the foot which shows P on that word, which comes first. Okay, so I guess Preeti, I did explain that. Yeah, so you take your foot off the brake. After you come to the full stop, you take the foot off the brake and let the car roll a little bit. The car will either roll forward or backward a bit, depending on what the incline is. And then after the car has come to a full stop, right after that jolt that you feel, that is when you should engage the parking brake. Okay, Paul. Okay. All right, the timeline. Okay, 2023, you got the G1 that finally put the end to a long wait. April 2024. Okay, so after 1 year, you got your G2 on your birthday. Wow, that's great. What could be a better gift on a birthday? And April 23rd, 2025, full G. Wow, wow, wow. Impressive. Okay, so it was progressive. So year by year, year after year, you were getting, you were moving closer to your goal. That's great. Kevin, so I'm 13. Wow, Kevin, I can't believe you. So I'm 13 and I've been hypothetically taking my dad's car to drive at night. Okay. How often do cops check people? I know a cop. I'm sending them your way. Just kidding. I have a beard, so I look older, but can I go to jail? What's the probability? Well, hey, Kevin, I appreciate your honesty and your courage to mention that in public. But hey, in some cities, in some provinces in Canada, I know. I think the earliest you can get started is 14. I can't remember exactly what province it is, but 13 definitely doesn't look like a legal age, and you know, you should take it slow. Take it slow. Uh, yeah, by the time you turn 16 or whatever the legal age is, you will definitely get access. I guess your parents will either teach you themselves or they will, enroll you into a driving school to get some lessons. So let's wait. It's not worth putting ourselves into a situation where this right gets taken away from us for a long period of time. And our friend Paul just mentioned that his license was suspended for not driving for driving without insurance, right? And you don't want um, that you get barred from driving for a long period of time. Uh, so let's wait for the legal age and then start driving. But you know what? Yeah, until then you can keep watching videos and observe your parents while driving. That's the best way to learn and be prepared mentally, so that as soon as you get in the car behind the wheel, you're ready to go. You already know the tips and tricks to drive. Paranoia, it's mainly if I'm coming from a side road to a main road which has significant speed increase. I don't ever go above speed limit though. Yes, absolutely, you should not go above the speed limit. But as I said, you should be 100% sure that there's no car, and when you make the turn, I guess you already know at what speed you turn. We have an idea as to how long it takes us to make that turn. Every driver knows that, and new drivers do, how slow or how fast they turn. And based on that, you decide whether it would be right for you to make that turn or not, in a safe way. So if it feels safe, go ahead and do that. Okay. Oh wow, Paul, you are in Mississauga. Okay, you did that in Mississauga. Wow. Okay, so you're in the GTA. That's good. Paranoia. I actually failed one of my G1 attempts because I shoulder checked before a turn, and as I shoulder checked and went to creep up into intersection, it turned yellow, but I advanced to not block road. Right. Mm-hmm. So you mean to say you failed in your G2 attempt? Because G1 is knowledge test. Um, hmm Right. Yeah. Shoulder check is very important. You should check your shoulder, check the blind spot before you turn. Shannon Robello. Okay. Hi there. Can you share parallel parking tricks with a reference car? Whether the reference car is a small car or an SUV or a truck. Bravo. Great question, Shan. And the other day I was teaching someone, and so they were already taking lessons from another instructor. They wanted a lesson with me also. So I know some instructors teach mirror to mirror alignment, and I've tried teaching that to my students, but what I see is that it changes as per the reference car. Okay. And that doesn't work all the time, and that is why, Shannon, to answer your question, I prefer using the rear window, the small window at the back, as a reference. So when you see the back of the car, like the tail of the car in that small window, and then in the triangular window, if there's no triangular window, then you would, if there's only one window, then you would want to align it in 1/4 of the rear window from the back. Okay. I have shown that in one of my parallel parking videos. I think I have 2 or 3 parallel parking videos, and I've always used the tail light as a reference, because see, the tail light like the end of the car is not going to change as a reference. Like it will be constant. Okay. There could only be one end to a truck or a small car, a mini car, or an SUV or a sedan. Okay, and that is why it works 100% of the times. So you go ahead and use that as a reference. And if you still have any difficulty, let me know by commenting in one of my parallel parking videos. I'll be more than happy to answer questions related to the difficulty you're having. Okay. Paranoia. It was an unprotected left turn. Sadly, yep. That's what I thought. Kelly Butch. Okay. I have my first lesson tomorrow. I'm nervous. Any tips? Kelly, you got this. You got this. Okay. If you've watched videos, all you need to do is just watch some videos and know what to expect. Watch my first lesson. Okay. First lesson video, you will know what to expect, and then go easy. Okay. Again, it's a lot of people think that the moment they sit in the car, something will go wrong. Either they will hit the gas pedal too hard and crash into something, or maybe a rash driver will come hit them. Nothing of that sort happens. You've probably seen your parents drive for a long time. Nothing has happened to them, probably. Okay, and accidents don't happen very often. There are millions and millions of people driving every single day, and then all we hear about accidents is just one or two, or probably not. Right? The last time I heard about an accident was probably a month ago. So there are like millions of safe drivers. There are like 98 or 99% safe drivers than there are unsafe drivers. So don't worry about them. Don't worry about yourself. You got this right. With the help of your instructor or whoever is going to teach you, you're going to get this right. And the person who taught you, who's going to teach you, is also a person who started where you're starting. Okay, think about it that way. I for that matter, I was a nervous driver. My palms were sweating. They're sweating right now because I'm live. Okay, just kidding. So the thing is, everything is very normal, right? It's normal for someone to have sweaty palms because it's your first time. If you put me to a test today, I'll probably have sweaty palms too. Okay, I'll be nervous. I was nervous when I reinstated my driving instructor license and I was going for my G test. I was very nervous. And that's normal. That's normal. Okay, so take it one step at a time. Watch the videos. Go watch the videos, right? You'll go more prepared and you'll feel good about it. Okay. Watch the turn videos because that's what you'll have to do, right? Watch the first lesson video. Watch the turn video so that you know what to expect, and then just follow the instructions of the instructor. Trust them with what do I want to say here? So what I want to say is that you gotta put all your trust in your instructor and trust that they will take care of you and the car. They're not gonna let anything happen to their car. They will try their best not to let anything happen to their car, and that's why they will take you to a safer place. Depending on how you're driving, okay. Within 5 minutes of sitting with a new driver, I'm able to tell how they're going to drive, and that is why I take them to a place where both of us will feel safe, right? Where they would not feel nervous driving, which means I'm not going to throw them into traffic. And then I would also feel safe that, hey, you know what, nothing's going to happen to my car should they accelerate accidentally and I'm not able to control. Okay, so you got this right, my friend. You will be fine. All the best. And after you come back from the first lesson, come back and watch some more videos. It should be practice videos, practice videos, practice videos. Okay, that is how you make tremendous progress in your driving. Okay, all the very best. Okay, perfect. All right. So do the cops care if you, I guess you meant, do the cops care if you drive like a Sigma or like a beta male? I gooned all over my car seat, so when taking a right turn, I have trouble steering before I fully go for the left and right turn. Kevin, my friend, since you were under the legal age, I would recommend you wait until you get to the legal age and then start driving. And I guess I would be more than happy to answer all your questions. Faza, hi, please share parking tips for parallel, forward, and reverse parking. Thank you. Faza, I'm not really sure if you watched my parking videos. If you haven't, then please go ahead and watch them. I've made different types of parking videos. There's a lot of parking videos. Let me text you my email, right? Okay. If anyone needs drivesafe.toronto@gmail.com. This is my email. In case you guys are having difficulty digging out specific videos, I can send you a checklist, or I can send you a guide which has videos on particular topics, right? For example, I have a guide which is only for parking videos. So Faza, if you need that guide, just send me an email, request for it, and I'll be more than happy to send you that guide. Very soon, I'm going to make that available on my website for everyone to download. But for now, if any of you need it, then just send me an email, please. All right. Cool. Yes, Kelly. Yes, you've been watching my videos. Okay. I always say this to my students, like, I cannot swim. And no matter how many videos I watch on how to swim, I am still going to make mistakes when I go for actual swimming. Okay, so videos, yes, they definitely teach you the tips and the tricks. They prepare you mentally, but the real learning actually happens when you sit behind the wheel and you start doing things. Okay, yeah. In your first lesson, be very open to the feedback from your instructor. A person with an open mind really learns fast, and this is what, and I'm saying this from experience. I've taught a lot of people, and my best students have been the people who had a very open mind, and they grasped information very quickly. Okay, alrighty. Anthony Olson, thank you, man. Just been learning how to drive with my dad, and watching you beforehand always prepares me. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Anthony. It's a pleasure to teach people across the globe through my driving channel. I really feel honored. Thank you. I guess that's that. Just wanted to try this out, and yeah, I guess from now on I'll start doing frequent live sessions, probably one every week. And all the best to everyone who is here and has their test coming up, or their first lesson coming up. All the very best. Do well, and I'll see you again in the next live session. Ciao.